Football is a hitting game. It is a violent game. That's why people like it. They come out on Sunday to see Butkus knock somebody's head off. That's a quote from Chicago Bears head coach Abe Gibron, who is in his first year in that capacity in 1972. Gibron had been an outstanding guard during his playing career and played in 6 NFL championship games during his 6 full seasons with the Cleveland Browns. The Browns won 3 of those championship games, and his quarterback was Otto Graham. In addition to being a terrific passer, he was a very effective runner too. He rushed for 33 touchdowns in his 6 full seasons in which Graham and Gibron played together. During Graham's last 3 seasons, he scored 20 rushing touchdowns in only 174 carries, which is 1 touchdown every 8.7 rushing attempts. Gibron loved running the ball in 1972. The Bears ran 536 times to only 205 passes, a 72% run ratio. Gibron hired a former backup quarterback who was a 3-time NFL champion with the Green Bay Packers to become his quarterback's coach, Zeke Bratkowski. The Packers won 5 NFL titles in the 1960s with a stout rushing attack being the crux of their success. Running backs Jim Taylor and Paul Hornung were a dynamite 1-2 punch. Undoubtedly, Gibron and Bratkowski thought that a strong rushing-centric offense was the key to success. The 1972 Bears were the second worst passing team of the 1970s decade in terms of passing yards. They passed the least amount of times in the league, and their 9 touchdown passes were second worst. The Bears only had 1 game with more than 200 passing yards, and only 5 games with more than 100 passing yards. They had 6 games with less than 50 yards passing, and in Week 12 at Minnesota they only had 1 net passing yard. They also had games of only 24 and 26 net passing yards. Bobby Douglas started all 14 games for the Bears and threw all but 7 passes for them in 1972. His 37.9 completion percentage was number 24 of the 24 quarterback qualifiers, and his 49.8 passer rating was the second worst. Douglas had a cannon for a passing arm, but he often threw erratically or too hard for his receivers to catch the ball, which resulted in his far less than stellar passing statistics. He experienced a frenzied passing pocket on a regular basis, and his 13.9 sack percentage was also the second worst in the NFL. Douglas was a huge quarterback for the era in which he played. At 6'4", 225 pounds, he was bigger than some linebackers, and he didn't chicken out when running. so the Bears designed running plays for Douglas rather than having him throw the ball and increase the likelihood of loss. In 1972, Bobby Douglas rushed for 960 yards, a record for a quarterback. His 6.9 yards per carry led the NFL, and he had 8 rushing touchdowns, one more than the rest of the team combined. The rushing record that he broke was set the year before by Lions quarterback Greg Landry when he had 530 rushing yards. His 7.0 yards per carry didn't lead the NFL because he didn't have enough rushing attempts to qualify, but his average was considerably higher than the NFL leader Larry Csonka's 5.4. Another common factor between Douglas and Landry is their high yards per completion. In 1971, Landry led the NFL with 16.4, while Douglas finished second in the league in 1972 with 16.6. Wide receiver Earl Thomas led the 1972 Bears in receptions with only 20. He also led the team with 3 touchdown catches, 41, 38, and 30 yards. Wide receiver George Farmer's 14 catches placed him second on the team, but they went for 380 yards, including touchdowns of 85 and 73 yards. Running back Don Shy had 10 catches, which were tied for the third best on the team, with 6'4" 210-pound wide receiver Jim Seymour. Seymour was drafted by the Rams in 1969's first round, but he missed the entire season due to military service. 1972 was his last NFL season, and he caught 21 passes during his pro career. This is the last catch of wide receiver slash kickoff returner Cecil Turner's 5-year NFL career, in which he caught 21 passes. In 1970, Turner returned an NFL record 4 kickoffs for touchdowns. He averaged 32.7 yards per return, which is 9th best all time for a single season. Abe's Chicago Bears finished with a 4-win, 9-loss, and 1-tie record in 1972. Good for last place in the NFC Central Division, but he provided a great topic for this video. Please click the like button and share the video with another football fan. As always, thank you for watching.